Hi everyone, and welcome. It is my Sunday
I
video.
partnered with Land's End to help make the world a more comfortable
I have
place.
to figure out how to mute my things super fast, but when the intro video is going, I have to time it just so to switch to cameras or you'll get a black screen. So instead, you get my chats loud. That was Blake Shelton, by the way, on the sound on my YouTube video. So sorry for that. I am Marcie Besecker, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. Welcome. It is Sunday and fall already. I put my wreath up on my front door. I brought my pumpkins out. I have these 3 pumpkins from a home decor store that I always like to bring out. So those are out and I'm super excited. I actually even have my Starbucks pumpkin spice blended frappuccino. I'm not a super hot coffee drinker unless it's super cold, and it's got to be sweet, like something like that. So I went and got my nails done, and I decided to grab a coffee and do that too. So that was my day, besides being in here all morning crafting. So that was a good thing. I have a lot to do. So Holly in Wyoming, welcome, welcome. Hi Leslie, hi Debbie, Crystal, Olivia, Dar, Marcia, Danielle, welcome everybody. And oh, that's me. So are you guys welcome? Are you guys ready for fall? I'm super excited about it. I am ready to kind of transition. I didn't spend as much time out in my pole as I was hoping this summer because I was just busy. I have a lot of crafting to do and I enjoy it. So my husband's like, you didn't go to the pole again today? No, I was crafting. And so I enjoy it so much. I watch TV, watch my videos, and I get a lot of crafting done, and I have a lot of events and different things, so I enjoy it a lot. It was, Debbie. It was fun. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? Hi, Mary. So I have a lot of updates for you today. There are going to be a lot of things coming up on October 4th, which is this week in 2 days. I'm super excited about it. It was announced at World Card Making Day, so I'm going to announce some of those. So let's just get started with everything and go down and get that out of the way, and then we'll get crafting. So first off, October bingo is the 12th. The deadline is the 5th. And the deadline means I will make X amount of kits. So everybody that signed up, and I may make an extra few kits, just like 5. I do not like having a lot of extra kits left over. That drawer right there is full of extra miscellaneous kits, okay? And so I don't want to do that because that's a lot of extra kits that I don't really need. Some of them are in-person class. Some are thank you cards. I didn't need as many as I had created, and I like to give different thank you cards out. So I might have some kits for that and things like that. So I want to, and I may end up putting them on my page on my blog for sale. Cheap, just like $3 for the kit, but you'd have to find out what card it is because it's probably on a video. Or you'll have a card base and embellishments, a ribbon, everything you need, and you can create what you like, but everything's done except maybe the sentiment. So that's something to think about. I might end up doing that, but back to bingo. So I try to make X amount of kits. So when it is time to cut off my registration, let's say I have 35 people, I might make 40. Just because now we have a few more days until bingo and people may want to sign up during that time. So if you'd like to participate, please do sign up, and we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a birthday bingo. That does not mean we're doing birthday cards. I've got a variety of different things. One is a fancy fold Christmas, and the other 3 are not Christmas. So keep that in mind. I did have the list. It's going to be on my blog, and it's going to be on, I think, my business Facebook page. I posted what the bingo items are. Now, when you look at what my bingo items are, when I post the supplies, you don't need to have everything, because what I send you is you're going to get the paper, the DSP, the embellishments, any kind of ribbon, sequins, anything like that goes on it. The only thing you need is something to stamp with. So if it's a card that there's going to be a lot of stamping of images, you could choose a different flower. You could choose different sentiments. You can work it out to make it work. Every once in a while I come across something like the candy cane set, where if I'm using the candy canes in my image, then I say you really should have the candy cane set. But that doesn't mean you have to. You could always just pop a sentiment on there instead, or something like that. So just keep that in mind, that don't think you have to have everything for a specific bingo, okay? Unless I say you should have this set, because then there's probably a reason. Trying to read here. Hi, Deborah, Ada, how are you? Hi, Carrie, Carol, Deborah, how are you? No closed captions. Oh, there should be. Oh, there should have been closed captions. I always set that. I'm sorry, Marcia. There should have been. I don't know why there wasn't. Sometimes you click that button and maybe it just didn't go all the way. I apologize. And you can't fix it afterwards, and I don't know why. But I will make sure that I click that next time. I don't think I can do it now. Let me see if I can. I'm afraid I might not be able to go back, but I'm going to try for you. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I don't know if I can. Let's see. I'm going to quickly look here just to see. Yeah, it is not allowing me to. I am so sorry, Marcia. I don't know why it's not allowing me to, but it's not. So I'm sorry. I will definitely work on that next time and make sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, Virginia. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, that's bingo. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have some giveaways, and it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Okay, now my video, now that I went in and tried to change it, I'm going to go back in and try to open it up again, because it's really acting goofy. Sorry about that. That's weird. So what I'm going to do is give some giveaways away. So if you're participating in bingo, I'm going to have some giveaways to give you. I'm going to be doing some raffles. And so not only the 4 people that are participating in bingo that win the prizes, I'm going to have 5 other people also winning prizes. So hopefully it will be you if you are participating in bingo. So that is October's bingo. November's bingo is going to be, and I don't think I have that on here yet, but November's bingo is going to be a special bingo. I did post it on my last blog, and I did post it, I don't know if I did it on my Facebook page, but I will tonight. So speaking of that, my blog, I want to talk to you about something really quickly. When people decide to leave my blog, which I get it, because sometimes you see it on YouTube all the time. You don't need reminders that I'm, posting or my blog post, because you can go to my blog whenever you want to. But when you leave, it says, please give a reason. So I like to read the reasons. I don't get very many, but when I do, I want to read them and see, why. I want to improve everything. Most people do not answer, and I know for myself, I have left blogs before just because they're on YouTube and I see them all the time, and those are maybe the pages I go to all the time. But you get more information in a blog. You can scroll down and see what's coming up, what are the specials, maybe some measurements or links to projects, or just there are a lot of other reasons to get those posts. You may not read them all the time, but you may, with that one time you want to go look at it, it's there. That being said, somebody had just said that it was because I wasn't sending as many emails. And most of the time I get people that say, I send too many. I send twice a week. Okay, so for blog posts. And I know I get some that are every day from people. But to each his own. So what I want to let you know is when you are subscribed to my blog and you only get that one notification. So I'll do a video tonight, and then on Wednesday another video I'll do, and then I'll send out. I think I'm going to start sending them on Fridays. That doesn't mean that this blog post won't be on my blog. So if you want to go check out this post, this video, and this information on my blog, you can go there, and it's going to be there after the video is over, and like give me tonight to get it all on there. Tomorrow it should be there. So it will be there. I'm just not going to push out emails letting you know that it's there. I'm trying this to see if it's working, because I'm trying to make everybody happy with not getting too many emails, not having enough emails. So just know that you can go to my blog post and see it. It's there. It's going to look just like as if you opened your email on your phone. So just go to my blog and it'll be right there for you. So I just wanted to share that with you, that just because you don't get an email about it right away, it'll be there. So Wednesday, I'll do a video, and then the next day I'll send out a blog post, and it'll have Wednesday's video, and then scroll down to the last one. It's going to be tonight's video. So I hope that makes sense to you. It's still going to be 2 blog posts. I'm just going to send it out once a week instead of twice a week to give everybody, you know, a break and not have so many emails, because I get it. I totally get it. So I'm just trying to make everybody happy with that. So that was about my email and on my blog. And so now let's talk about November's bingo, backing up a little bit. It's going to be a special Christmas bingo. So the special Christmas bingo is going to be 12 projects. So we are going to do 3, 3, 3, 3. So there's going to be still 4 bingos with 12 projects. So I hope that makes sense. And it's going to be a Christmas theme. It's going to be something that you can use individually and something that you can put together, and you can give it as a gift. You could split it up. So it's going to be a really fun bingo night. So that registration, that sign up is already up. So if you want to sign up for November's bingo, please do. Be mindful that I do have 2 going right now, October and November. I'm leaving for my retreat this month. I have on stage also next month, so I'm trying to get things out there and available to you because my life is going to get a little bit crazy soon, and I won't be here, and so I just want to make sure that's out there for you. So if that makes sense, Wednesday, right? Wednesday, October the 5th. No, October the 4th is going to be Tuesday. What is the date of November bingo? Okay, let me look really quick. I don't think I have, yeah, I don't have my other one up here. So let me just check my calendar really quick, because I'm gone a little bit in November. I believe it's the 16th. Yes, November 16th is for November bingo. Okay, so Tuesday is the 4th. Tuesday. Announcements are going to come out. If you were part of World Card Making Day, announcements came out. I think I can share it now because it's been shared. There will be free shipping on, did I say the 12th, Leslie? Let me look. No, the 12th I will be on stage. The 11th and 12th I'll be gone for sure. Yes, thank you, Leslie. Whew, you scared me there for a minute. Free shipping on Tuesday, okay? Several things happening on that day. There's going to be some new things coming. You're going to starting to see some posts about some items that are super exciting. And so please get those if you can. For demonstrators, sorry about that. Customers, it will be November 1st. Speaking of that, if you are interested in signing up. A special's coming, so be looking for that. And it is going to be a really good special to sign up. I would love to have you as part of my team. I know I don't talk about it enough. I know I don't try to recruit enough, but trust me, I would love to have you on my team. I want my team to grow. I just don't want to be that person that's always asking you, because I'm here to share crafting and I'd love for you to join my team, but I just don't, harp on it a lot. But always know that I would definitely love to have you. So if you join my team or anybody's team, you're going to get free shipping on your kit. So when you get your kit, instead of $99, you're going to get a little bit more. And so be looking for the special that's going to be coming out. And I'm probably going to post tonight's by Monday night, so I can post all that stuff out there for you. What else? New products coming out and free shipping. So if there's some things that you'd like to get, start making your list for that. Hi, Katie. How are you? Fantastic, Katie. Great. Okay, so I think that's it. I think those are my big things. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Before I forget, I want to say that tonight's video is, I'm going to show you again in a minute, but Valley Inspirations of Andrea is who I'm going to be casing a card from, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of information about that. So I wanted to talk about casing cards today. A lot of people ask all the time, can I copy your card? Of course. Some time ago I did a sneak peek and I forgot to say please don't copy it. I shouldn't have showed it. It was out there before I was able to do my class, and it happens. That was my fault. But I wanted to share with you the thought on when you're casing somebody or copying somebody's card. Number one, you absolutely want to give credit where credit is due. If you see someone's card that you absolutely like, you want to case it, or even if you're going to tweak it a little bit. I like to say, I got my original thought from so-and-so, or I saw their card and I was thinking of this, and so I put them together, and then this is what I came up with. So I talk with my hands a lot, don't I? Okay, I'm going to try not to. I just noticed my hands are flying all over. So think about that. I mean, it's always nice to give credit where credit is due. Somebody else might need to go over to their page and look at some specifics or how they did it differently and add their own twist on it, or they're going to see it from you and add a twist on it. Yes, they can say, I saw Marcie create this card and she got it from somebody else. They don't have to remember the 10 people's names, because as we know as card makers, you're going to see a card and they're going to be everywhere. Just like this card, there's a lot of cards out there and they look a lot like this. So let me show you what I'm kind of talking about. So this is the card we're going to create tonight. It's just so pretty. I changed up some colors, and I'm going to tell you, Andrea, and let me put this up here really quickly. It's Valley Inspirations from Andrea is whose card I saw. Now, that being said, she made a comment that she looked in the book and saw this card here. Now, this looks like a slimline. And she saw some ideas with the squares, and she decided to do it differently, which I really liked. Number one, they stamped. Number one here, she did embossing. I mean, she die cut the leaves out, right? So I decided to change it up, and I didn't have her original. You guys will have to go look at it, but it was kind of like this. She had white on the outside and splattered, but she did not emboss, and I embossed. So I hope you can see that. And then she did emboss the back, and I did too. And I think she did add color in the back. I didn't really watch all of her video. I just saw parts of it. And so I think I changed. I did a different sentiment. I did a different bow. I did different ornaments. The idea from her was she did the squares. And so I liked that. And then I think she embossed that back piece. And I think that was it. She did some splattering, but I changed up a lot of other things. And so that's kind of my point is I'm still going to give her credit. I still saw her idea with the squares, which is brilliant. And I just liked how, now she had her stems all coming out. I decided to put mine in like they were, you know, peeking out. And so there's a lot of differences. She did the gold foil on her ornaments. I did the pink brushed metallic. So let's just get started and show you what I did. So this stamp set is decorated with happiness. I'm going to use the decorated pine dies. And again, I like to put my label there because they're different names. A little hint though, the new set that's coming out has the same name, the dies and the stamp set. So I'm super happy about that. So I used this die right here, and let me pull my little things out here. I did kind of pre-do a little bit for you. So I did do 3 in soft succulent, and then I did these outline ornaments, and I did them in the pink metallic, the rose gold metallic is what it was. So I'm going to set those aside, and I have my card base. Okay, and then this piece is the one we are going to use our blending brushes on and emboss. And then this one we're embossing, and I'm using my rectangle dies on. So let's start with this one here. I did my sentiment too. We're going to do something to this, and I'll show you. So we're going to start with this one right here, and this is easy peasy. Right here in the middle is where I'm going to do some embossing with the embossing folder. So, whoops. So I'm going to just take this, and I want it downwards because I don't want it off the image. I want the image right there. It doesn't have to be exact because we're really only going to see parts of this. And let me run this through the embossing folder, through the machine here with my embossing. All right, so here we go. I'm going to bring in my little grid sheets here to help. And so there we go. There's our leaves. Can you guys see those? I see like I have a big old glare on mine. I can't see it. I don't know. I hope you guys can see it. So this is the leaves right here. Let me just get my video all the way to the front here. I'm a little bit behind. Okay, somebody asked something. Let me see. Do you know what set you are using for October Bingo and November? Yes. November I am using the Lights Aglow and the Handmade Wishes. So I'll be using those two. And then the other one is in October. There is a Lights Aglow in there also. And you know what? I think there's a Chic Texture or Texture Chic. It's listed on my blog, and it's listed, I believe, on my business Facebook page, which is Marcie Besecker Designs. I don't have it in front of me right here, but those for sure. And then, but like I said, remember, you can always replace sentiments with other sentiments. I'll look at it all for sure and kind of comment on my business page about it, so it gives you a better idea of what we're going to do. Okay, so here's the background. The colors we're going to use are Tahitian Tide, Soft Succulent, and Pool Party. We are just going to use Pool Party and Tahitian Tide right now. So I have this is the lighter greens is what I call this one. I haven't put a label on it yet. And I'm just going to start off and then just kind of go on and put some lighter colors on there. Hi Barb, how are you? Hi Gloria. And then just kind of go down. All right, just kind of add some Pool Party on there. I just kind of want to add a little bit of a different color. I haven't used Tahitian Tide, and I absolutely love that color, so I'm like, I've got to use it. So that is why I decided to try to use this today. All right, so I think that's enough of that color. So we're gonna, I need a bigger stand because this one is now, look how I'm doing this. These are now just kind of going in the middle. For the most part I just had those, but last night I decided I wanted the Tahitian tie to have its own because it's such a bright, ooh, that one did good. Such a bright, vibrant color. I wanted it to have its own brush so that it stays that way. All right. And now I want the edges to be blue for sure. So I'm going to go around the edges. I want the Tahitian tie to be on the edges. And because see how you can see them? It kind of looks like you put Tahitian tied paper back there, but I didn't. But I wanted that to be what pops out the edge. And then of course where the white's at, come in and fill it in with your Tahitian. And you don't want to go all the way on your green. Of course you want your pull party to be there and vibrant, because remember your window is going to go right there. But I'm going to go right up here in the middle and just add a little bit. Okay. Again, I want to get around those edges and get your Tahitian to be what shows up around the edges. And I think that is fine right there. I might add just a little more through the middle. Okay, so I think that's good. We're just going to set that one aside for now. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do, so that panel is good. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our next panel, and this is the one that I said tree embossing and rectangle die. So this is the Whimsical Woodlands. So see how they've got those pretty trees on there. We're going to use this one. Let's see. Is it me or is anyone else blurry? You know, Gloria, I thought I had issues too, but when I went onto another computer, it was absolutely perfect. But my one monitor that I have is kind of blurry. So I think it's the monitors, because I tried fixing mine forever, and then on my other machine, it's perfectly fine, looks clear as ever. So hopefully that's all it is. Hi, Tashana, how are you? Okay, so I don't want to emboss first because when you run it through your embossing machine, it's going to smash your image, right? So let's do our die cutting first. So we are going to take our rectangle dies. We're going to take, now I'm going to have to remember here, we're going to take the smallest one, and then we're going to take, I believe I took the second to the largest one. Yep. So the smallest one here, and then your longer ones, it's the second one from the smallest, okay? So what I normally like to do is I like to cut the first one and cut the bottom one and then center this one. I'm going to tell you from learning when I did this, I want to move my windows up a little bit because this little guy here is kind of hanging down, and I wanted to space them out a little bit more. So I'm going to move my window pretty close to the top, and this one can go in the center. So, or as close in the center. It's not, it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to put that one here, and I am not going to cut the others until I cut the bottom one. And then we'll do this one. And since this is the same die as the bottom, we need to do one at a time. So let me redo my cutting here since I had my embossing on there. All right, so here's our first one. So we're going to take this off. All right, be very careful because this little part's small up here, right? And don't forget, keep your little pieces here for your sentiments or whatever. You can use that for something else. All right, and now I'm going to move this one about, I'm going to move it up. I'm going to do this one And I'm going to do this one right about here. I'm going to have this one move to the right a little bit. And then I'm going to have this one. So you want to give them a little bit of, you know, paper in between, but you don't need a lot because you kind of need that space at the bottom. So I'm going to move this one over here. Right about there. So just kind of space them out. And yes, you might have a little more space at the bottom than the top, but that's okay because we kind of need that space, right? So I'm going to, let's line this up on your grid so you can kind of get a good idea here. All right, so I'm going to do this one, and then we can go ahead and do this one at the same time because now that we have our space of what we're looking at here. And so I'm just going to take another piece. Too much light. Let me try this. Is that better? Let me know if that's better. Let me know if that's better, you guys, when you see this. Okay, I'm going to die cut these really quick. All right, I'm going to try something else. Not better. Okay, let me try something really quick because one second. Okay, I tried something else. Hopefully that's a little bit better. All right, let me know, you guys. I'm just kind of trying to fix it a little bit for you. Oh, I can definitely zoom in. All right, is that going to be better? Like I said, when I try to work on this and zoom it in, or not zoom it, but fix the sharpness and all that kind of stuff, it looks weird no matter what I do. And then when I move it, it is, okay, I'm trying to fix one more thing. Let me know. Color's much better. Okay. Okay, blurry. Hold on one second. All right, I'm working on it. Hold on one second. All right, let me know if that's any better. Is that better? I'm going to move that over so you guys can see. And mine's on the worst screen ever, so let me move it over to my other screen. Everything looks fuzzy. Okay, let me try one more thing. All right, give me a second. I'm working on it here. Stamping on the card is fuzzy. And if I change my focus, it really gets weird. Okay, you guys, hang with me. Hold on. See, that's focus is on 0. As soon as I move it, it's worse. All right, give me a minute. Whew. It's so weird because I can move just the tiniest bit and I get the weirdest. Okay, I'm adjusting them here so it might get worse before better. All right, is that any better? Let me apply and see what happens here. Is that better at all? Thank you guys for helping me. Still very fuzzy. Not any better. Oh, well, dang it. Oh, you guys are welcome. You guys are helping me by just telling me what to do. No, Gloria, that's okay. I'd rather it be working. And on my screen is not the easiest to... I think I just need to get a new screen. I got a new screen, but I think I need another. Now I'm learning about needing higher quality. And my sharpness, no matter how I move it, it's just crazy. All right. Well, let's see if we can muddle through. Unless you guys want to hang out a little bit and let me keep trying this, but I don't think you want to do that. It's weird because if I move sharpness or if I move the focus, it's even one little tiny move just makes it worse. Like this. See, that's focus, and that's just moving at 1. It's on 0, and that's 0 right there. Well, I appreciate it, you guys. All right, let's try and get through. Let's see if I change. Let me see if I go here. Is that better? Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Do you need your lens to be cleaned? Well, that's a good question. Let me try. I don't think I've touched it, but that doesn't mean I haven't. Hold on. Wouldn't that be funny if that was it? Is that any better? Could just be dust on there. All right, let's get through this, and I will be working on this tomorrow for sure. So thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out. Let's get through this. The sentiment, just so you know, it's this one here, wishing you a season decorated with happiness and wonder. So it comes from this stamp set. My reception, oh, it could be. We have the highest in our area that, you know, we can get, so I don't know. I will work on it. All right, so let's, I die cut these out, so let's take these off. I apologize, you guys. I will be working on that. All right, and then we're going to take this one off. Take my tape off. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and run this through our embossing machine, and we're going to do it with this one here. All right, so let me run this through. So the idea of the card is when you're casing the card, change it up and make your own. Find, you know, something that you want it to look a little bit different. Like I decided to use the metallic rose gold ornaments. I also splattered white on our trees, which I should do that next while we can and before I make a huge mess. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to move these out of the way. If it got on here, that wouldn't be a big deal. And then what I like to do is bring in a block. I'm just going to bring in this one and just add a little bit of paint. You don't need a whole lot. This is on my next list because it's great for Christmas cards. And I always like to make sure I have enough, because if you don't and you add water to it, you can keep adding more, but oops. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of water. And then I have this brush, which is a little thicker than my little brush that I like to use for embossing. And I'm just going to mix this up, and I'm going to pull the white over here because I have a little too much water over there. Okay, so let's bring in our leaves. And it splatters. So let me tell you what I'm going to do is I have an extra one of these here, our grid sheets, and I'm just going to put it up in front of me so it blocks everything that I have in front of me and doesn't splatter all over, because I had it everywhere the other day. Okay, so now you can just tap on it, and we want to get our paint on here, so you can just tap like this and it will drop on there. If you want bigger spots, I've even taken your tip and just kind of add some little drops. I even like, now this one is going to turn this way. Okay, so think about that. Let's add some more. See, it's splattering up here, so just be careful where you're splattering. And just kind of get it. Now I'm going to bring in a little bit more water, but not a whole lot. Oh, you guys can't see that here. There we go. I'm going to get a little closer because I don't mind if I have big spots on there. Okay. Okay. Now what I did is I took the white and just kind of put it on the branch. Just dab it on there. And make sure you have a lot of the ink on there, not just the water. Okay. And then I just kind of went on some of the spots that look like snow would kind of be sitting on. Okay. And then just kind of put it on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Snow's not going to land perfectly fine on your stuff. So we're going to clean this off. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I haven't changed anything. So that's, I will look at it. My husband was working in the garage and the internet went out one day, yesterday. And he's breaking a hole in our garage so that we have like a drive through to our backyard. And I have a feeling that he might have, I should have reset our computer or something. Okay, so this one I want on the upside over here. So I'm just layering it up a little bit. And then just kind of, and if I want some bigger spots, I can put bigger spots on there. Okay. Bigger spot. And the same thing up here. I'm just going to add some layering spots. Now, you could set this aside if you were going to, like if we would have done it at the very beginning, we probably could have set it aside. But we know that this kind of dries a little slower because it's the white craft refill. So we can take our heat tool and we will dry it. So I'll show you how I do that. Okay, we're just going to add, this one's on the top, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. All right, so there's that. So now all I do is take a baby wipe. Yeah, Cynthia, I'm not sure if I can do that. I have a new program that I've kind of been using, and I'm not sure if I will come back on, is my concern. It might disconnect me. They know, they've probably been using their program a little bit longer. But I will definitely be working on this or order something new that's going to work because I still feel like it should be better than it has been. So I will definitely look into it. Okay, so there we go. There is our thing. Now, the other thing I didn't do, which I could have, and I did on the first, is take your soft succulent and your blending brushes and add a little more color. This one I left a little more vibrant and I added more snow to it. So it just kind of change it up to however you want. We're going to move these aside. And I have my tool here to dry it. And I have this board that I like to use, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to get my tweezers and my heat tool. Let's go ahead and dry these up now. All right, so let's just take this. Now this is wood right here, so it won't hurt my desk if I'm blowing this right on the wood. I just put a paper there because that way my embossing powder or extra or whatever I have on here is sticking to the paper and not my board. And so I'm just going to dry these for the most part. But see how now it looks like it has snow on them? Okay. So let's try that. Oh, and you know what? I don't have the autofocus on, Deborah, because I don't like for it to go in and out, which is just so weird. I'm going to double check and make sure I don't have that on. I shouldn't. No, I do not have autofocus. If I have autofocus, then it's a real nightmare. And it gets all crazy. Alright, so there is the second one. Oop. Hello. Yeah, Marcia, that's what I'm kind of wondering with my husband when he was doing the garage. All of a sudden the internet went out. I haven't had any problems watching videos, and I was watching Netflix earlier, and I haven't had any issues at all. So, I mean, that was yesterday, and for like a short minute, he said he didn't hit anything, and when I walked back in the house, it came right back on. So, I don't know. All right. So there we go. There are our three. So we have that one, and then this is the one that's going to go like that because the snow's on this side. So we'll move that. I'm going to wipe this really quick because it does have, my phone even has splatter on it. So be careful. You will get splatter on stuff unless you have a splatter box, which I didn't bring out. Okay, so now we have these. I'm going to put that back in here. Now what we're going to do, now this is something different that I haven't used in a long time, but do you guys have one of these? So this is really kind of another fun technique, and I decided to do something just a little bit different on this. We have these pretty trees on here, and I decided to take my turquoise, my Tahitian Tide pen, and then put it through here, put it at the tip, okay, and then you're going to screw this on right here, and I just want the tip and not a whole lot, but there we go. So you just add your markers there. So this is another reason a lot of people are, you know, say, well, what do you do with your markers? And I haven't done this in a long time, but this is something that we can do. Painted pines up close. This one right here, let's see, there we go. Is this what you meant? The wintry pine? So this is Pool Party, and then the Tahitian Tide. If this is, I think this is what you meant, Dar. Yeah, I had one a long time ago, Marcia, and I couldn't find it, and so I had to get more. Oh, the pine needles. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah. So there they are. Now, I could have added the snow. You know, we have that puffy snow, and I could have added that on there too. And so, you know, it's whatever your preference is. I decided to just add the white ink, and this one here, it's splattered on there. And so it's whatever you want. We could add snow and puff it up with the puff paint. Okay, so when you add your markers on here, and you can add whatever color, I'm just going to lightly squeeze it just to add a little bit of blue here and there. Okay, so you can do it as hard or as light as you want. So if you look, I don't know if you can tell with this terrible lighting, it's light right here, and then it's dark, you know, there's darker spots, but we're going to layer it up. So I'm going to do another little dark one at the top. There we go. And then make sure you take your marker off and put your lid back on, because it will dry out and you don't want to do that. It doesn't really hurt your markers. You don't want to leave them in there, and you don't want to do them super tight. The green pine needles. Yeah, I hope, Dar, that's what you meant. This is, oh, you're welcome. Soft succulent was the color that we used. Okay, so that's all I did for this, is just to add a little bit, but you could do a whole lot, and you can do different colors with that. And so I decided, you know what, I haven't used that in a long time, so I'm going to try to do that. Okay, so this now can get layered up. So look how pretty that is. Okay, so now we're going to layer this up. So this is kind of what I'm talking about changing things up. So I think she did do her colors like this, a couple of colors, not these. I think she used mint macaron and soft succulent, I believe is what she did. Now, I didn't use dimensionals the last time. I used adhesive tape, so the foam, and you can do that if you want, or you can add dimensionals, whatever you have. Now, I'm going to show you up here. I do want something in the middle there, so we're just going to see how I just did 3 across, and right here I'm going to take my tape, And honestly, I like using my guillotine because it works great. Because you have it, your plastic on both sides, it really doesn't mess it up. And if it does, I use my little alcohol wipes and I just clean it up and it comes out perfect. So I'm just going to use this little piece right here and go right down the middle just to add a little more protection right there, right? All right, so let's take these off. It's so funny, whatever my setting is right now, you can just see my freckles like crazy. So we're definitely going to be looking at what's going on with my... I think I'm going to reinstall my camera because my other camera facing me, I have no issues with. The one above is always the one that gives me issues, and I even bought a new camera. So I need to find out what's going on with that because it is not liking me. All right, so let's move those. All right, so now it's time. Let's go ahead and put those so you can look at it. Like these leaves are, the branches are coming down. But if you turn it, these branches are coming down, but they're smaller. So I'm going to go with this one. And I like to see the big blue one there. So let me stick my head in here and get it on here right. All right, so just kind of, you're going to get your pretty blue all the way around. Okay, so you have your pretty blue all the way around. And now let's take our branches and think, okay, this is a top one. This is a top one, and then this is, see how your white is right there? So what she did is just laid them here and cut the branches right at the end of the white. I'm going to change it and do it like she did this time, and let me tell you why. There's a couple of things you can do. Your ornaments, when you put them on, you can, what she did, I believe, is she slid it on. Okay, so she slid her ornament on and then got her leaves where she wanted, because of course we're going to have to move them a little bit. We're pretty up high on this one. And then this one, we're going to have it angled down this way a little bit more. And then we could slide this one on over here. Okay, so she put them on the edges. I'm not going to do that for one of them, and I'll show you what I'm going to do differently. And then our little round one over here. Okay, so let's start with our top one. And I'll show you what we did. We're going to go ahead and keep that like this. Let's go like this. So we have a thick branch here. The end one's a thick branch. So let's do that. Let's get our glue out. And we're just going to go along the edges here. And you don't want to go too far on the inside because it's just going to be on top of here anyway, and that's okay. It's not going to stick to anything. We just want to make sure we get it. And now I'm going to just do the bottom right across here because you don't need a lot, and do the tip. And it might not go all the way in, and I'm not going to do that whole branch either. So let's just do this. And you're going to hold your branch, your ornament, facing the right way so you don't get glue all over. Okay, so we will go ahead and lay this right here. I'm going to lay this one up just a little bit because I want this glue right here to stick. This glue, remember we're going to have the card behind it. This one right here is fine, and this branch. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to put this on our card base because we want to see how it's going to pop up, what's going to happen, so we can see where our branches, how far they can hang off. Okay, we're just going to add, because it's got stuff all over and not just, where the sentiment is or whatever. Oh, look at that. I just got a whole bunch at one time. Okay, so let's just do that. It's such a fun card. There's a lot of cards out like this. So what happened is I originally went to the book and saw the example. So I was going to show you about casing, and I was going to do the one in the book. And then I decided that I wanted to see what else was out there. And then my thought was, okay, I got to pull this in again so I can see. My thought was to case somebody else's so I can show you how to share when you case from somebody else. So I decided not to case the catalog, and I decided to go find somebody else that had a card like this, or at least using this set. I'm just going to add another bit of glue right here, just so I can lay that little leaf down. Okay, so there we go. This is a little crooked. I'm going to fix it. Okay, so slide over slightly. Okay, there we go. Now this one right here, I'm just going to snip right to the white. Okay, so it just looks like it's coming in. Now let's pull this one. This is the one with the white on the top. And so we're going to put this one, we can pull it back here some, so because I want to see this. And our sentiment and everything is going over here. So let's put this like that. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the edges up here. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this one and our stem. And of course, a lot of this stem is going to be sticking off. All right, I think we can go a little more right here. And you want to use glue, so it's going to stick to your embossing folder. And I'm going to pull this in like right about there. Okay, and don't worry about our bell, because we're going to put that on later, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, now my secret is when you get glue like this, I just rub it off like this. It takes that shine, it picks up the glue, and you don't have to use your eraser if you get it pretty quickly. All right, so there's that. Let's take the stem off. I don't mind the leaves hanging over like that. That's natural looking, but I want the leaves cut off, the branches cut off like it's just coming in right there. And I'm going to just stick that down. All right, oops. Okay, there we go so far. Oh, Tashana, no worries. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so now our next one, we're going to bring it, and I want it to come over a little more over here. Well, I'm going to turn it a little bit to kind of go more straight, because I definitely want a little more right here. But think about it, because you also have your other ornament coming in that needs to hook on. And again, it's going to go low, but that's okay. All right, so let's go to the edges. Wherever you're going to put it, you're going to need your glue towards the edges. And if it's underneath and it's not attached, it's just going to dry, so don't worry about it. And then we're going to go with our stem. All right, so I don't want this to hang off or that too much. So these can overlap, and that's okay. So your branches are more over here, but that's okay, because we're going to put our sentiment stuff over here. We're going to layer that up over there. So I'm just going to stick what I want where I want. All right, so here we're going to add our bell, and it's going to be over here. So, and now I even went lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip this right about there, and it's wherever you want. I'm going to snip it, and I'm going to add it right to this branch. Okay, so just click it on the branch, click, make sure the top part's underneath, the bottom part's in the back, and see how it goes there. And now I'm going to add a glue dot. So just take a glue dot, you can roll it up. Oops, got to get it. And just kind of roll it and then just kind of put it right where you want it. You could add glue too, but for video purposes, this is a little faster. So I'm going to add that one there. And then this one we're going to add right there. So it's still low, but I like that I can see more of this green and the blue in the background. So I'm good with that. This one, if you add it down here, it's going to be too low. So we want to add it up there. Again, we're going to snip that. And we're going to add it right here. So you can take the top part and put it back and the bottom part and put it under. You could go back behind that and add a glue dot, but as long as you have part in the back and part in the front, it's not going to go anywhere. Now this one's a little bit of a thicker branch, so I got to see if it's going to work. There we go. Just move it a little closer in and it'll be fine. So there. And now we're going to do a glue dot again and add it to the bottom. And we're going to just put it, make sure it's straight. And I'm going to put it right here. And then you can always just tuck it underneath and it'll hold right there. And I'm going to add another one right underneath here because this one's not as tightly held as this one is. So just take a glue dot and I'm just going to tuck it right underneath right there. So it's under the branch and under the ornament right there. Okay, so that one's holding on. Now we're gonna take this off. Okay, before I add the sentiment, I think what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of Winkostella. If I had some glitter spray, I would spray it, but it's just gonna add a little bit more to your tree. I'm just gonna add it right here. There we go. That's probably too much now, but that's okay. And now it's going to add a little bit of just glimmer, and I like the dots. So just add what you want. I didn't do this on the first one, but after I was done with it, I thought, oh, I should have added some. It just adds some twinkle to it. Okay, so that's good. Okay. So now this can set aside. What I'm going to do with the sentiment is I'm going to bring back in the Tahitian Tide. And I wanted to just add a little bit to the sentiment. Thanks, Deborah. And so I already stamped the sentiment here. So I'm going to bring in this that I already used, and I held it for a little bit because I don't want to stamp off twice, but I don't want to do a third generation stamp because that was just too light. So I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe off all my white speckles. All right, so we have that. Now you could, I cut this one out, but you could take, let's see what fits here. I think it's going to be too big, but let's take a look. Yeah, that's way too. And this one's too big, so we're just going to cut it out. So just, I went around the blue, not necessarily the words, because I wanted that blue to be on there also. So just kind of go right around everything. Just to give it a little bit of character. I just like to follow the shape of the letters. I'm going to cut that off. Follow the shape of the letters and the blue. So I hope you guys heard all the fun announcements at the beginning. A lot of fun stuff coming our way. All right, so there's that. Let's do our ribbon. I'm going to do a triple bow. I'm going to do it a little bit bigger, 3, because I want it to be kind of fluffy. Now, originally I took the ribbon, the sentiment, and I set it on top of the ribbon. But I ended up not liking to hide the whole ribbon. So I decided I wanted to make the ribbon and kind of put that on there and then snuggle the sentiment up to it. I didn't want to cover the whole ribbon, so I kind of changed that a little bit. All right, so again, glue dots. I'm going to get 2 because the bow is by itself. Okay. And I'm going to put it right up here. You can leave your ribbon as long as you want it. It doesn't have to be short or not. Now this one, the same thing what I did is because we're going to lay it on the ribbon. We're going to lay it on the sentiment as I just took some of the foam tape, and this is going to be too big. All right, just take a piece of your foam tape, put it on there, and then if you need a little piece, like I will right here. That's what I like about this is oops, it's trying to sneak away, is that the tape, the foam adhesive, you could just kind of cut the shapes that you want, which is really nice. Thanks, Elaine. All right, so we're just gonna put that there, snuggle it up. Can't see it, but we're gonna trim it just a little bit. Now I'm trimming the back, the foam in the back, so it doesn't stick out. I think it's a little too big right there. There we go. Well, that is not wanting to do it. All right, hold on. We're going to lift that edge up, and I'm just going to take that edge off. There we go. All right, so this part at the top doesn't have it, and that's okay because that's what's really going to just lay right over the top of the ribbon. You want to make sure that your bow is kind of out to the side, and see how I can still see the whole ribbon. Before I had it kind of like this, and I just didn't like it as much. So just pull your bow over, snuggle that up, and now that whole big sentiment is down and secure. Okay. Now the last thing I did was I was debating on what to put on here. The iridescent jewels I absolutely love. And I was kind of going back and forth. I liked the pearls. There's so many different things that I wanted. And then I remembered that I had these beautiful glossy dots that were blue. And so I thought, ooh, you know what? Those are exactly what I wanted. So I made them look like ornaments. So I started with large ones at the bottom. So just kind of pick and choose what you need. So I did 3 large ones, and I don't know what I did. I did 2 down here, but just kind of look at your image. And then I'm going to do some medium ones. So I'm going to do a medium one here, and maybe a medium one up here. And then I'm going to do some small ones. Small, I'm going to put one out here, and then one up here. And then I did do one here, one over here. Oh, I did a medium over here because you know what I do? I like to share my embellishments because I like to use up the small, medium, and large because sometimes you're on projects and you need all large, all small, all whatever. And so I just kind of like to share them. So there you go. that is it. Donna, no worries. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me and my blurry video. I don't know what's going on, but I will fix it. Apparently, I finally had it fixed and now it's blurry again. And that's just not good. So I will be working on that and fixing it. Thank you so much for watching. See, now this camera is so much better. It's so much clearer. I don't know why. But here is our finished product. So cute. And I like the little ornaments on there. That is a lot of embellishment. And you know, it needs another one. I need one more at the top. My little leaves don't look like they have enough. Right at the top in the middle. There we go. There, now it looks like it has enough. So, such a pretty and easy card. But just, so the whole point, I guess, of my video was, when you see a card that you like, don't be afraid to make it. Think outside the box, add something different for yourself, something that you like on it, change your colors. Thanks, Gloria. Thanks, Deborah, Donna, thank you, I appreciate it. Change your colors, add something different. So, but also say, oh, look, I made this, I got this idea, and this one was from Valley Inspirations by Andrea. I don't know her, and I don't even think I've seen her videos before, but once I saw, when I searched this stamp set, because I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I didn't want to do a slimline card. And like I said, she had said that she saw this card in the catalog, which is on page 27, this one right here. It's a slimline, and they put rectangles there. So like these rectangles here that we cut out, you could do 2 cards. You could do one like this, and then the other one, you could add your, you know, your rectangles. Oh, one of my stems got away. You know, you could add your rectangles and create a different card with your pieces that you pulled out. Thank you, Marilyn. So anyway, that is kind of what I wanted to share with you today about casing, and kind of, you know, just give credit and change it up, add something different, you know, do it, twist it, make it your own, but definitely starting out with somebody else's idea is not a horrible thing. I think all of our cards come from somewhere that we've seen before, somewhere that we may have gotten the idea from someone that we know, or someone that we've seen, Pinterest, YouTube, all kinds of different places. So thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget bingo. The deadline is the 5th, and bingo will be on the 12th. It's going to be a birthday celebration bingo. There's going to be some extra raffle prizes for those participating in bingo. And again, November bingo is already up, and it's going to be a Christmas special with 12 projects. I did increase the price $5. Postage has increased for the holidays. It is a much larger project, and so I hope you understand that I just went up $5 because you're going to get envelopes with this project, again 12 items, and the postage is up for the holidays. Wow. So I guess they have to get it some way since people aren't sending mail as much. So we're going to start sending more mail, right? All right, everybody, have a great, fantastic rest of your weekend. I will see you Wednesday at 5:30. See you then. Bye. Sending mail as much.